Welcome everybody to episode number 29 of In the Trenches. We are here today with Henri. Henri, man, how are you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you? Thank you again for inviting me.
I'm doing
Happy
really
to be
well.
here.
Yeah, great. I'm really happy to have you. You are the second Brazilian that we've had on the show. We had ex-Brazil Z on kind of when we first started. He was one of the first couple of episodes that we did. Really great
Oh,
guy.
Brazil.
Yeah, Brazil. Are you
Yeah,
friend?
he's a good friend. Yeah.
Oh, right on. Do you know him like in real life or just through the internet and trading?
Actually, I think it was his birthday or something last week, and he invited me to meet up. I ended up not going because I had something with my kids, but we said that we're gonna do it this week. So yeah, maybe.
Oh, amazing. Right on. Well, please, if you see him, tell him that myself and the FOMO fam say hello.
I will do.
He was such a pleasure to have on. His like energy was infectious.
Yeah, he's a good supporter too. Like from FOMO, he's been here like
Yeah.
since the early days. Yeah.
Yeah, he was saying that the vibe down there, like the trading community down there is pretty cool. You guys have some cool people. It's a pretty popular thing.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, let's go ahead and get started here. I'm just kind of learning about you. I always go and do as much kind of background history as I can do on the guests that come on. Your Twitter feed is, you don't have a ton of information there. So I don't know a ton about you. I would love to hear, to start, I would love to hear about your history with trading. How did you get your start? When did you get your start?
Yeah, actually, I'm not really like the KOL kind of guy. I prefer to always like make my money from the shadows, if you know what I mean, like behind everyone. But lately, it's been like few trades that ended up being doxed, and I'm still new, like trying to see how to deal with this copy trading and people like seeing you as an example and stuff. So it's all new to me too. Um, so yeah, I've been here since 2021. Um, I'm actually graduated in psychology. I'm a psychologist, and I wasn't really earning a lot of money. Like it was kind of shit. And when I had my first kid, I was like, man, this salary is not gonna do it. So I've always been a gamer. Like I've always liked to play video games on computer and stuff. So it's a place I'm very familiar being. And one of my friends like said, "Hey, there's these NFT games. You remember like X Infinity and uh, Plants versus Zombie or something like that?" And he was kind of rich back then, and he said, "I don't have time to do this thing. If you want to help me, I'll give you some money." And I'm like, "Okay." And then I started getting into it, and I was super bullish on crypto. And I told my dad, "Hey, Dad, you got to buy some Bitcoin, man. It's about to explode." And then he gave me, which is around $10,000, I think, back in time. Like in my currency is about 50,000, and I lost it all, like on shitcoins and games and stuff like that.
Oh
So I
no.
was like, yeah, I was like a little desperate, and I had to make it back. And Bitcoin kept going up, and my dad was like, "Oh my God, we're making money." I'm like, "Yeah, we are." And I'm like, "I don't have anything." So I started joining like Telegram environment, like the universal Telegram, and I started doing mod job, like moderator for coins. And then I was helping some channels, like KOL channels, like with recaps and helping them get teams for marketing and stuff like that. Then I met a really good friend that's Landon, like he's a well-known guy in the space. He has a decent channel, like everyone knows him, and we've been friends since then until now, and pretty much we're like brothers in crypto now. And yeah, he introduced me to many people and teams, and when I saw I was like doing marketing for a lot of people, started making money, then I was like, you know what, I know everyone. I can do that myself. Maybe I'm seeing like teams making money and stuff. So I like 4 years ago, maybe 2022, I launched the first token. It did really well. Like I think back then it was like 7 million market cap from a first one. I was like super happy about it. Um, then you get to know people, and it just escalated. Like I started making really good friends and hunting tokens with friends in Discord. And then when I saw like my net worth was going really well, so yeah, that was my first days in crypto, pretty much.
Interesting. So your first kind of tooling around in this world, you launched a token that went to 7 million market cap.
Yeah, that was like
Wow.
2022. Yeah, it was an utility. I had a friend that was a dev. Like, and I said, hey, I think I have an idea. And he was like, let's do it. And then we dev together. I was like doing all the marketing and stuff. And then it was really nice. Then I did several others. My highest one was 24 million. And I just started like growing white hair. It was like super stressful because eventually it goes down. There's not much you can do, and I was starting to throw my own money into it, trying to protect it. And then like my family was like, "What the fuck is happening? You've been stressed as fuck." And then I said, "You know what? Maybe it's not worth it." So it's been a while since I stopped doing tokens and then just trading and like I am in many good groups and private. So I
Okay.
prefer just stay
Yeah,
low
yeah,
key. Yeah.
yeah, for sure. So, like, talk to me about the process going from a token dev to just token trader. Obviously, those are two completely different processes. Did anything from deving carry over into your trading? And what did you kind of like struggle with early on in the trading component?
I was never not a trader. Even when I was a dev, I was trading other coins, like maybe not during the token, but trading has always been there. But it's a complete different world, like being a dev and being a trader. Like first of all, you can just get on anon wallets and dump the token. You don't give a shit when it's not yours. When it's yours, you need to like have supply control. You need to understand who's holding your token. You need to like balance how much you're gonna bundle. You need to know when you're gonna profit, how you're gonna profit, how you're gonna do that without hurting people. So it's really stressful. And once it starts going down, it's just like it goes from such a good feeling to such a shit feeling like really quick, because once people are not interested anymore, it's not something new, either meme or utility, it just starts dropping, and it's really hard feeling like when you want to succeed and when you want people to make money on your stuff. So it was affecting my real life, like for real. I
I
was getting really stressed.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine there's a lot of pressure involved in it.
And I was
So,
always doxed. So my image, my name, and I started like, people started like doing fakes, and I had my kids' picture with me, and people started like doing threats and stuff. So it wasn't worth, like it wasn't really worth it. So I think even though I don't know if that's true, but some people might make less money like being traders and devs. It's not worth your mental health. Like not for me at least.
it sounds like you maybe made your initial kind of money that you traded with off of deving, but then you've now switched to just trading. Can
Oh,
you
it's been a
talk me
while. It's been a while.
can you talk me through the process of like your early days in just the trading part? Like, where did you struggle the most? And what did you do? What have you done over this period of time that you've just been a trader to kind of like slowly get better at trading?
I think that the number one answer is always gonna be like, don't give up. Like keep showing up every fucking day. I'm sorry about the cursing. Keep showing up. Like there's
It's
no
fine.
bear market. There's no bull market. Like your family needs you. You need you. Like you need to win. So just keep showing up, and then you're gonna eventually, I started a Discord channel with some friends, and I gathered, I don't know, like maybe 6, 7 of my good trade friends, and more eyes the better. So we were like scanning every single token that would come out on mainly Ethereum back then Solana now, DSC, everything that was coming up. And eventually you start making friends like all around, like KOLs and stuff, and they tell you, hey, someone's going to launch today, keep an eye on it. And the more time I spent online, the more money I was making. So eventually you just need to be there, like, but not playing games or watching videos, like be actually there, like trying to improve every day, track wallets, go to tokens that people made a lot of money, see who that was, see if that wallet's still active. If it is, track it, study it. And being a dev also helped me like with the stack kind of stuff. So I had the right tools. That's really important too, like to unclog tokens or to snipe tokens or to scrap tokens. So all these kind of tools, it's really hard to get when you're really a beginner. it goes slowly. It's not some friends on my real life come to me and hey, can you teach me? Can I go to your house and you teach me how to do it? I'm like, I can like try to show you the way, but I can't teach you in like in a day. You gotta have patience, and this is your job. Like you can't have a job, like can be a doctor and do what I do because it's a full-time job. So yeah, pretty much I think the answer is time. You need to like spend time here and be with the right people, not with the ones that want to see you down, but with the ones that want to succeed with you.
Yeah, it sounds like then for you, trading was more, the process was more about like building your network and building your data flow than it was about anything else.
Yeah, a lot of friends tell me that like they're very good at tech stuff, but they're not very good like with social skills. And I think that was my probably my strong point. Also because my English is okay for Brazilian, so it was easier for me to connect with other people. But pretty much, I think also like being a psychology graduate also helped me a little bit. I knew how to, I don't know, interact with people, like I don't know, make friendships, use the psychology in favor of me. So
Ye-
maybe that helped.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, especially with the building connections, I mean, it seems like such a big piece of the puzzle for so many of the people or so many of the traders that I talk to, that like their network is a vital component of their success. They are good at what they do. They're good at identifying narratives. They're good at trading price action, whatever. They have their individual skills, but those individual skills are supplemented by the network that they've built up around them. Everybody in their group has a specific thing that they bring to the group.
Yeah, yeah. I think
Can you
the most important thing is to like gather up good people that you trust, and everyone is gonna have a job. Like, there's no reason for everyone to do the same thing. So we had like very specific things for all the friends, and of course it was being built. It wasn't ready in the first day, but then like 1 year later, we were pretty much like all over the chain. We knew everything that was happening. So yeah.
Yeah, can you talk me through like a first kind of big win, whether it be ETH tokens or Sol tokens or BSC tokens, just like a first big win that you had, something that maybe kind of changed the game for you?
Yeah, my first win, I think, was like back then 3 or 4 Ethereum, back in 2022. I was like, oh my God, this is starting to work. I'm paying the bills. And it was a token that I was helping with the marketing. And I knew that some callers were gonna come in, and the team was actually serious. And having that information helped me trading, of course. I'm not gonna be like lying and say it didn't. And then it was like, okay, this is the first time that I actually made like real money. Then I started like doing some 3 ETH here, 4 ETH there. But the first big win I had was on Solana. I didn't really trade Solana back then, but it was um, a good token that I got in really early, like similar to Binance Live. But it was another one. And 2 years ago, yeah, 2 years ago in March, and I made, I think, $800,000. It was like the first one that I was like, okay, now I can move my apartment, buy a bigger house and stuff. So it was like getting really serious back then, 2 years ago maybe, when I
Amazing.
when I probably made my first million.
Talk to me. Let's move into like how you identify tokens. This is such a huge component of how to be successful in this game, is like ability to identify narratives and ability to understand when new narratives are forming, finding them early, the ability to understand when narratives are kind of beginning to die out and the early signs that narratives are beginning to die out. So can you talk us through a bit of like what you need to develop conviction in a token? What does the token need to have for you to be really excited
hmm
about it?
hmm Well, I think it has to be original at some degree. I don't really like trading those Fortnite kids tokens, like they dev and bundle and sell at 30K because someone tweeted anything. So this for me is a trap. It's not really good for the space. It's not really good for anything. Of course, you can get tokens from tweets. Like even my biggest win in my life was from a tweet, of course. But you just need to understand that not every tweet is going to be a token. And it needs to have some originality. a potential of going viral, or potential. Sometimes, like, you need to think, can this be crimed up? Like, crimed up as in, like, can a bigger entity, you know, go ahead and do something with it? This is for me like very important. Can someone bigger like interact with it or not? Um, this decides a lot of my holdings. Even though when it's going down, I'm like, okay, this is still has a chance of going up because X person can talk about it or not. Um, but also like the metrics, I think it's really important for people that are beginning, seeing holders page, like who has the supply, what was the bundle, are they selling, are they not? But narrative wise, I think it's pretty much like the potential of it going viral, is what I usually look for when I hold a token. But of
Yeah,
course, like copying some friends that are really good. I'm not gonna lie, like all my private groups and my DMs are many times people come in and say like, "Hey, this is gonna get pushed. This is not gonna get pushed." Like, So I do have some. Right now, I do have the privilege of knowing some things beforehand. Many times not, but many times yeah. So I'd say that right now it's easier than it was before because information gets to me too. I don't need to hunt it all the time, but I still have five screens in front of me. Like each one is with different charts and Twitter and all this kind of bots and stuff. So I still hunt a lot, of course.
yeah. So like when you're hunting, you're hunting, you're identifying things that you think might have viral potential. As we all know, those things are going to get coined a zillion times, right? The
Yeah,
same viral thing is going to have 100 tokens representing the viral thing.
yeah,
How do you navigate that early piece where you have to choose between, this, and
yeah.
this of the same token?
Yeah, this is a real challenge nowadays. Like back in the time on ETH, um, I used to just buy them all. It used to be like three or four, main runners. So you're gonna lose like on three, but you're gonna make big on one. So it was easier. But now on Solana, with all this craziness happening, it's insane. You can't just buy everyone because you're gonna buy like 80 coins, like 100 coins.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so I usually go to the first one, like just look for the first one and see if it's not like a total crime, like it's not like bundled 80% and people are not selling like a 7K market cap. The first one always tend to be the best one. Or I have some friends that run those tokens and I know when it's them. So sometimes I go like, if the first one is clear, like then it's the winner. If not, I'll go to the dev that I know he's not gonna rug it. So I tend to go, but I avoid vamping tokens. I don't really think it's nice. So usually I go to the first one, like answering generally. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, that seems like a really easy filter.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
really easy way to
Not
pick.
really a big secret.
Yeah. Do you have specific red flags for tokens that you will just always avoid outside of the stuff that you've already mentioned? 80% bundle, those sorts of things. Like that makes a lot of sense. But maybe stuff that's kind of like periphery. Do you avoid certain types of memes? Do
Yeah, I
you
avoid
whatever?
certain traders when they are in the coin. I tend to not be. So that's the importance of also tracking wallets. Even though they make a lot of money, I know that having them mean that eventually they're gonna crush the token down. So usually when I'm like, hey, should I get into this? I go see the token, the holder page, and okay, this wallet I have tracked, this wallet I have tracked. I have a bunch of tracked wallets. So many times this is the reason where I get in or not. It can be like a crowded trade, Even in FOMO, sometimes you go there and you have like a coin at 2 million market cap and like 8 friends holding like $80,000, like something like that is usually like a red flag to me. Other than that, some devs, as I said before, they're good ones and there are also bad ones. So many times I know who is behind it and I know their track record is shit. So yesterday they launched 2 tokens. They're both dead now. I'm not gonna like gamble on this unless it's really, really good. So yeah,
Okay, so there aren't like specific types of narratives that you'll avoid. You don't trade cat coins, or you don't trade TikTok tokens, or you
no, I
don't
trade
trade.
I trade everything.
Okay.
I trade everything. Yeah, as I said before, I don't really like shallow narratives like from Twitter. Like I don't know, like CZ says we already knew the name of the book, and he said it again like for the fourth time, and then a bunch of tokens come. There's already this narrative. It has been done. There's a token that is in higher market cap. People are just trying to vamp like real quick volume. So I'm not going for those. I completely ignore them, even though a lot of people scanning chats and stuff. No, no, no. Well, this is not gonna do anything, because it's already been done. So stuff like that, or really silly stuff. I don't know. Ariana Grande has a new boyfriend, and people like coined his name or some shit like that. And it's super stupid. I tend to not go, but if it's just stupid to a certain point, I'm usually there. Yeah.
If it's stupid, cool. If it's super stupid, no.
Yeah, that's my filter.
How do you, all right, so like for a narrative that is potentially durable, how do you identify a new one that's forming? Are you using different types of social media to like make that assessment? Are you using
Can
your
you ask that
network?
again? I'm not sure I got it. The right
Um,
question.
how do you identify actual durable new narratives forming? Like where are you looking to get confirmation that like, yeah, this isn't a flash in the pan? Is it a gut instinct? Is it are you using different types of social media? Are you talking to your friends? Like
Yeah,
how are you making the
yeah.
assessment there?
I say each token is a token, so there's not like a rule or a pattern that I use for all of them. So many times I know team. If I don't, it's I'll go to the holders. If I don't, I'll go to the narrative. Like Penguin was an amazing narrative, like the lonely the Nietzsche penguin or something like that. But sometimes being super early is also bad because I was in that token at like 120K or something like that. Um, and then nobody had posted about it. It was starting to go viral on TikTok, but TikTok trends change every day. So it was, well, this has some potential, but then it hit like a million. I was like 10x up. I'm like, okay, I'm done here. That was a big mistake. Many times it happens. Like when you're a trader that you spend an entire day trading, you get used to so many pump and dumps that you don't believe a coin is gonna go $100 million because it's getting viral on TikTok. So it's hard. It's hard, man. You're gonna miss a lot of times. You're gonna like have a big loss burn, like you would be seeing a lot, but sometimes you're just gonna go with your instinct. I'm sure that many more times I was right about selling a token than about holding it. But there's something about a feeling like this has the potential of going super up. Like Punch. Punch was an easy token to hold for me because the monkey was like going viral, and the history was super easy to identify with. Everyone was sad because the monkey was alone and stuff. So it's really about sensitive too, like being sensible to what may get into people's mind or not. I think you need to see the potential of going viral with your experience in crypto.
Do you think that the only way to really kind of gain that gut sense or that feeling about something is by just being terminally online and seeing what gets
Yes.
reaction and what doesn't?
Yes, and having money to do it. Like when you don't have money, don't go for it. Don't overhold. Like you know sometimes if it's super good and stuff, you might hold a little bit. But the first thing that I always tell my friends that are coming in here, like make some bank, like make a portfolio before you start holding stuff, because there's no worse feeling than round tripping it all when you don't have a lot of money. So I think once you're settled, you have money and stuff, you can be bold and hold tokens longer. But when you're not, like $10,000 is a lot of money, man. Like even more in Brazil, it's crazy amount of money. So don't take it for granted. This is like what I always tell people: don't be a jerk. Don't say like, oh, this is nothing. I'm not here for the pennies. Like, don't do that, because that's a lot of money.
Yeah, definitely. What about when narratives have run their course? Are there any kind of telltale signs outside of price doing what price does? Is there anything that tells you, like, oh man, this narrative is getting tired, even maybe before price gets to its all time high?
Well, first of all, we're never gonna be right. This is one of the bad things about being a trader. Like you're never gonna be right. You're never gonna get bottom or top perfectly. So I think it's a mental game. First of all, like do what your instinct tells you to do. Your experience. You're here many hours a day, many days a week, so you know what you're doing. Don't get too emotional about it. And you see the volume, it's going super high. People are like, White House is tweeting about it and stuff. It has a big chance of normies are coming by, retail money are going to come in still. So hold a little bit, you know. But if it's only the same wallets as always, the same, like 300 traders PvPing each other, and you don't really see retail money coming in, this is when I start DCAing more, DCAing out more hardcore. When I see the potential of it attracting people out of crypto, out of the trenches, then it's a hold. When I don't, usually like, you never see me killing a token, like selling my entire supply in one go. But I will DCA out more heavy on some coins than on others. It makes sense.
Yeah, the idea of just simply watching volume, monitoring for like decreases in volume when price makes new highs is something to be mindful of. I think volume is a good indicator that
Yeah,
maybe
and you also start to understand charts a little bit. So you have that first leg up, it goes really well. It's going to have a dip, hold through it usually. Well, and then it tries to break that all-time high. If it doesn't, and volume starts to go down, and you have a little low before hitting the new all-time high, then it's already, for me, like when it's a new narrative, when it's something that's just coming out, it doesn't have the strength it will require to go up. So I just exit. But if it goes like, dips are gonna happen. I don't panic on the first dip, but I tend to like watch charts a little bit, like on that sense. Like it's not breaking all-time high. It's struggling to go through what I think would be the market cap it should be to be a runner. So you start to understand a little bit how people think, and you're trading against the same people. Like, don't get me wrong, there are many people in crypto, of course, but nowadays with this low amount of people trading, there are patterns to be analyzed. You're trading against very good traders, against the same people every day. So if the narrative doesn't have something really special about it, you're just gonna like repeat itself many times on many coins. Like, don't think this one is gonna be different just because you have higher supply or something like that.
my next question was gonna be about, for you, is it more about vibes or is it more about technicals? And it sounds like it's a bit of both. What piece of the puzzle do technicals play for you? Is there a market cap where technicals actually do start to matter? Like what's happening on the chart? Do you always have a chart up and are always monitoring dependent or like regardless of market cap, or is there a certain market cap where charts and like technical analysis in general starts becoming more important?
It depends. Like many times I see a token on early, like market cap, super like small, and then I say, well, that's bad. I skip it. And then 2 hours later, someone scans it in a group and it's like 10 times where it was. And you tend to like, oh my God, I saw that shit at 100K. Everyone goes like that.
Of
Someone
course.
sent me at 100K. And like, don't just, this is part of the job, like don't FOMO in. I don't give a fuck. It's going to go like 100x more. I missed the opportunity where I thought it was a good entry. I didn't get in. So unless I have like inside information of some catalyst, or if I really think I fucked up on my judgment, I just don't FOMO in. I've done it many times and I was losing money like crazy, like for real. There was a time that I was sending like 300 Solana every week to my wallet, and I just kept losing them. It was crazy because I was trying
Damn.
to FOMO in, like I want to hit the next, Trump token or whatever. And just not gonna happen. You're gonna make one right and 10 wrong. It's not gonna be worth it. So there's not a market cap that I consider a limit or not. But what I tend to think is, will new people come to this? Like, all your groups are talking about it. All the KOLs already spoke about it. What else can they do to promote the token to get new buyers? If I think there's potential more people coming in, then yeah, but usually you're gonna serve as exit liquidity for many people. So if many people are there before me, I tend to not get in.
Okay, got you. So, do you have any specific like chart based rules? Let's talk about like that first the coin goes on its first run. It hits its first all-time high. Whatever that all-time high is, maybe it's 500,000, maybe it's a million, whatever. When it pulls back, you're looking for the potential of an entry. At what point does that pullback stop being enticing as, as a buy spot, right? Like I hear some traders say, 50% from the all-time highs. If it goes
Hmm.
below
Hmm.
50% pullback, it's like I'm not interested anymore. Do you have rules like that?
Yeah, what I do is I usually like I have my buy orders on the chart, and I usually do a very aggressive one at first. Like I missed the first one, I'm gonna do it. I see people with like 5% supply, so maybe someone will clip out. I'll go down like I don't know 60%, sometimes 50. Yeah, but then that's for getting like a fast candle. It goes down, you want to be in. But if it starts going down slowly and getting close to your range, then I usually exit. I get out. I cancel my order because I don't want to get in a slow dip. I want to get in like someone clipping out or like some panic that people are gonna think it's gonna die, and I think it's too good. But if it loses volume and starts going down slow, that's usually like an indicator for me to get out.
Okay.
It's all
Okay.
about the speed of how it dips, if it makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, no, it does. Makes total sense. Are there any other indicators that you're using, like trend following indicators that just kind of keep you loosely on the right side of things?
Well, I usually scan I look for the contract on my Telegram. I am many groups. If I see someone scanned it, I'm gonna go to them and say, hey, what's good here? Do you know anything, or why are you scanning it? Sometimes I'll just see the wallets, and like there are some traders that I really like, that many people don't track, and I'm gonna say, well, this guy often hits it, so I'm gonna get in, even though I wouldn't if he wasn't in the coin. So there's not like something really touchable, like this is what happens for me to get in. Like it depends of many variables, I think.
Okay, gotcha. What about sizing per trade? How do you think about utilizing your stack, right? Like, are you only allowing yourself a certain amount of your total port size per position? And does that value fluctuate depending on your bullishness towards the token?
I have 2 kids and a wife, and she doesn't work, and I have like high expenses every month, so I keep my money out of crypto like 85% on the bank, like on conservative, you know how do you say that in English, income, like passive income. And my crypto portfolio is like shorter because I know if I leave too much in crypto, I'm gonna get maybe a little bit out of hand. I'm gonna trade like higher on some coins that I wouldn't want to, but I still have enough to like trade any coin I want with any size I want. So basically, right now we are seeing a mid cap meta. We're seeing like tokens running from 5 to 25 million, like basically every couple days. So I've been sizing more into those high caps. I usually get some kind of top up deal. Like the team come to me and we want you in. Can we get like some percent with some rules? And then I'll consider it or not. And then I size in, like sizing in. I mean like 20K, 15K. You know. But before I used to be pretty much a sniper. So my entry was really cheap. I would multi wallet on Ethereum mainly because Solana is a little bit different to do that. But I wouldn't buy more than, I don't know, 2K per token per wallet. Right now the meta has changed, so you gotta adapt. Like right now I'm doing more high caps, mid caps than sniping new coins. So it's all about how the market is, to be honest. But as what concerns to my portfolio, no, I wouldn't mind. Like right now, I was up $120,000 on LOL, and people are coming to me. What the fuck? Sell 15%, sell 10%. I'm like, I'm fine. This is not an amount of money that will hurt me if I lose. So this is very personal. Like for many people, $100,000 will, you know, be a nightmare if you lose it. I'm willing to dust it because, as I like to tell some friends, if you want to make $1 million, you need to know that you will burn 900,000. If you want to make 10 million, you need to know that you might be dusting 9 million. So you need to have the conviction, man. You need to hold when you want and be comfortable with your size. You know what I mean?
Totally, totally. I think the idea of, completely separating this is the money that I need to live my life, and this is the money that I'm willing to throw around on in trading. That makes absolute sense to me.
Yeah.
Also, the idea of, betting big when you feel convicted about something makes sense to me too. I
Yeah.
was just curious if you had rules around like usage of your funds on any particular token. But I mean, I can look at your
Mhm.
FOMO account and see like LOL is currently a very big holding for you. Is there specifics to that token that like what was it about that token that really caught your interest and made you convicted in it?
Well, first of all, it was more of a gamble. I had a friend that telling me this is a good team, like try to get in, and they launched in that mysterious group Telegram kind of thing that you often see bad tokens doing. So it was funny for me because I set a scrap, and whenever the CA is posted, I'm gonna buy it. Like I wasn't even on the computer when I bought it, and then I was like, okay, this is doing kind of Then I asked some friends, and they said, well, team is pretty good. They ran like big tokens before. So that gave me some security to know that it's not going to die at 200K. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to hold it. And then I slapped. And 2 days later, it was like 1.5 mil. And then people started, the team came to me and, hey, do you want to join our group? So, like more information, what's coming, what's not, like taking care of their probably top holder. Back then I had 2% or 1.8% or something. Now I have like 1.2 on two wallets, I think. But I just kept liking what I was seeing. They were like heavy pockets. They were throwing money like from team. They were getting big partnership. They were getting a VCD of $1 million. So why am I selling that? But I may regret. That's what I was telling you before. I can afford to regret and be okay with it. I can be wrong. If
Yeah,
I
of
didn't
course.
have the money I wouldn't. I would be feeling so shit now because from 2 days ago to now, I'm down like, I don't know, 50K on that token. So it's part of the game. But
Yeah,
I do believe it's gonna go up still. So
I
it's a
mean,
really good thing.
I've noticed that you have a ton of small sell orders over the past handful of days.
Hmm.
How can you kind of talk me through like how you're thinking about managing this position? Why are there so many sell orders? I'm not questioning your reasoning at all. I'm just kind of curious like how you're thinking about it. Are you just kind of trying to keep the position to a certain size? Uh,
Hmm.
what is that management? What does that management look like to you?
Yeah, if you see that, I have some tokens received from other wallets too. So what I do often is I slowly exit on higher market caps, like 10 million right now for me is a point that I'm gonna sell $500 every 1 hour and a half. So I just make these rules to myself so I don't cope if it goes to zero. And also I have ammo when they come ask me like today morning they came and said, hey, we're orchestrating a little pump, can we count on you? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna throw 5K. So this 5K are 10 sales of 500 that I had yesterday. So the money keeps flowing back. If you see, I was like 1.2 or 1.3%, and now I'm like 0.95 or something like that. So the position isn't like going dramatically down. It's just that I keep buying from other wallets, selling from this one a little bit, so I exit the position, because also when you have a Doxed wallet in, people question you a lot, and FOMO does that. It's good for a certain point because it makes you hold longer. Like you want people to see you as a, big balls holder. But sometimes you sell a token that you want to, and the team comes like questioning you and stuff. So I just say, better for me if I do small sells that won't hurt the chart, that won't hurt the team on green candles usually. Then like full clipping, I don't know, 20K in a sell that's gonna hurt the team, that's gonna be disrespectful in my opinion. So it's all about understanding what I can do with it, because I know if it goes up to 12 million like super fast, it's gonna go down to 6, and I want to have the ammo to increase my position to help the team when they ask. So I prefer to do it in small portions than yeah, doing like bigger sales.
Okay, I see. So it's almost like DCAing a little bit.
Yeah, the CAing out and like having the ammo to help the chart when it needs to break out or to support, which I've been
Okay,
doing with them too.
I
Yeah.
see. Speaking of FOMO, let's talk a little bit about being a public trader. I mean, I, I'm not in. I've never been in the position that you're in, where you're a top holder on a token or you're at the very top of the FOMO leaderboard. How has that reality affected the way that you trade? Has it affected the way that you trade?
Mm, I'm I after my bigger trade on BSC a few months back, there was actually the first time that the public had my wallets because on inside circles, like all the snipers on ETH, we all knew who each other was. We used to unclog tokens and we tagged each other. So I always knew that people were watching what I was doing. But before, it was like mostly people like me that work with that. And after that, the C1, the GMGN tracker had, I don't know, 35,000 trackers or something like that. Then first of all, my first idea was like, I need to capitalize on that. And then I was like, you know what? I see people doing that and it's so stupid. I think that I can be able to make some money out of cup traders and sell like instantly, but it's probably better if I just tend to better tokens, got good tokens, so I'll have their loyalty for longer. You know what I mean? But after that, I lost on 3 or 4 tokens, like, and I saw that some people lost that were copying me. I didn't feel really good, so I changed my wallet. I didn't want to use that one anymore for a while, and it's a weird feeling, man. Like, I don't really like being watched, but at the same time, it's been good to me lately because I have been reached out for top ups and information and uh, insiders that what's going to happen in a token or not. So you can't deny that it has a positive side to it. But at the same time, I've always been a shadow guy. I've always liked to trade from the dark, like without people really seeing me. So it's kind of new to me too. Like, I'm not sure I can answer that completely because it's also like something that I'm experimenting for a few months only.
I understand. How do you, is there any particular way that you're using FOMO that is unique to your process? Do you use it to identify specific people that are in trades, or are
I've
you,
had
you
I've
know,
had some teams asking me to wait from that FOMO wallet. You would be amazed with the amount of money people offer, like like KOLs and stuff. That was a bit surprising to me. I was like, you just want me to buy from that wallet, and you're gonna like top up 100% of whatever money. So it's fun. At the same time, it's concerning because you see that when you're not in, other people have a very much easier way than you do. You know what I mean? Um,
right?
but on FOMO, I don't trade even like I think 5% of the tokens I do. I don't want people to see me like gambling my FOMO wallet. It's something that has my name on it, so I think there's a little reputation to it. So even if one person is trying to copy me, I don't want them to lose money. I can like afford to lose on my gambles and stuff, but I don't want that wallet to be like something. I think many people from FOMO think like me. They don't really casual gamble trenches, meme scope or posts or whatever terminal you're using on FOMO because it's your name in there, and usually it's a free marketing. If you buy something, it's gonna like show to all your followers and on the leaderboard. So it's a way of marketing your own bag. It's something pretty new.
I think that the traders that are kind of like throwing darts at every new thing that comes across MemeScope are trying to make it. And, it sounds like to a greater or lesser degree, you've kind of made it and you're trying to maintain now. Um, that's what I think that's all about, right? Like, I just think that
For
there,
sure, that's also true, but I'm still in meme scope. I'm still trying. I'm just not desperate. Like
okay.
there's a difference between working and gambling. Like for me, this is my work. Like I'm not here to, I don't know, like gamble all my money and pray for 100x. There are variables that I study, and I think I can have a higher chance of success if I don't gamble. You know what I mean? Because if you want to gamble, this is a gamble too, man. This is a casino. You can buy like so many coins. Like there are thousands and thousands a day. So you can easily get caught in the middle of an addiction if you don't really like pay attention to it.
Absolutely. I mean, the idea of this is my job. That is a concept that I think a lot of people maybe are thinking about, but actually putting into practice is a totally different thing outside of just the simple fact I have to make money. And so I have to actually go work a job to make money. And then I come back here and I do this thing where I'm trading these tokens. Can you kind of talk me through, is there any specific stuff outside of all of the stuff that we've talked about up to this point, tracking wallets or any of that sort of stuff, any of the like the nuts and bolts stuff of trading? What do you do? Or is there anything in your day-to-day process that aligns with this idea of this is my job? Do you log in every day at the same time and sit at your desk until X? Do you,
Yeah,
like that sort of stuff?
yeah. I have a really strict routine. Um, I like to wake up and be with my children until they go to school. So, in my opinion, it's like they're going to school, I'm going to my office. Even though I work from home, I tell my wife and everyone at home, I'm working out. Don't bother me. I really like try to get super what's the word, like super inserted, you know, so I don't get distracted with a lot of stuff. And
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
when my kids
focused.
are here, I shouldn't be working because I'm gonna buy something. They're gonna call my name. They're gonna want to play. They're gonna want something. And when I come back, I'm gonna go down 9%. So when they're here, even like people DMing me and stuff, this is my time to not trade. I'm gonna soon go to the computer, unless of course it's like super alpha and my friends calling me and saying, "Hey, Trump launched the token." Then, excuse me, kids, I'm gonna work. But I have
Yeah.
my hours routine, and they go to school. Then this is when I trade the most. I spend all day trading. And when they come back around 6 p.m. my time, I stay with them. I put them to bed. I shower. I make dinner. I stay with them until they go to bed, and then I come for round two. That's usually like 9 until 4 a.m. And then 9:30, 10, I'm awake. I'm waking up again. So it's like 5 to 6 hours sleep. But that's not only about crypto; it's about being a father. I don't know if you are, but this is the new normal.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not. Luckily for me personally,
Yeah,
uh,
it's
that'd be a
hard,
lot.
man.
Yeah, I bet. I bet. Haven't. I mean,
But
I
at,
have a.
at the same time, they're the ones that actually made it possible. I wouldn't go so far for money if it wasn't for them. So it's a good
Exactly.
feeling.
Yeah, they make it possible. They make it all worthwhile. They give you the
Yeah.
big
But this is the
ultimate
big
purpose.
difference, I think. People need to see this as a full-time job. It's not something that you do for fun. It's not something that you dream of achieving 100x. Like, of course, everyone does, but consistency is way more important than, a lucky shot.
Totally. Who do you think are some of the best traders to be kind of mindful of? Folks that are just consistent, let's say.
I think I have Jimbo is a very good friend that trades very well. He doesn't often ape coins and he goes heavy. When he goes heavy, I almost always blind ape because I know he's done his research. Um, there's Landon, as I said, he's a good friend of mine. So he really cares about his reputation. So he won't be scanning tokens if he doesn't know it's gonna do good. So there's another person that I always follow, like I completely respect, and I usually help when he scans a token. I want to buy, so I want to make volume because this is a good person. They're gonna like try to send only good stuff. Money Man is someone that I've recently come to be friends with, and he's been doing really good on FOMO too. I think he was like right behind me. Yesterday he got stonks at 20K and he went up to 1.4 million. He was
Oh
up like
wow,
36,000 or something from yesterday. He's
nice.
often like hitting bangers. Yeah, he's more like he has a channel, so he gambles a little bit more, but he's something definitely worth to watch. And of course, they're the big ones, that everyone knows, the FNF. But I don't know. I've lost a lot of money trying to. They rinsed a lot of copy traders, so they know their wallets really like famous, and they go nuts because if you copy them every time, you're gonna lose because they're gonna sell on you. But if you don't, they're gonna hit the next Trump like they did. So it's just like you need to accept it. I don't like having my notifications pumping on my head all the time, like on really really active wallets. So I prefer my style with someone that trades less is what gets my attention better, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, 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 for sure. Okay. Just a few other questions for you since we're coming up on time here. What should, if I'm a new trader just starting to get into this whole world, maybe I, saw an ad for FOMO on TikTok or something like that. What are like the first handful of steps that you think a new trader should take? How can a new trader kind of get into this world, protect themselves and
Mhm.
learn?
Yeah. First of all, as I said before, there's no bear and bull. Like it's trenches. There's always opportunity. So adapt, try again, change what's wrong. Every day there are new ways to make money. Even if you go broke, there are other ways. Like I started with zero. Like I had my dad's money that I lost everything in like 1 week. Then I started from zero. So there are many ways to make money. Don't give up. Don't complain or blame others when you lose. That's very important. Like it's your fault. It's your money. Like I don't give a shit if someone sent to you saying alpha. You press the button to buy it. So just keep evolving like, on that sense, And probably one of the biggest mistakes they made is being delusional about trades. When you're not trading every day, you don't understand how savage this place can be. So you see something going up and oh, I'm 3x in an hour. I can't do that on my regular job. So this is probably going to be the new Doge. Like a lot of newcomers, they don't know how to sell or when to sell. They have that dream that they're going to hit the jackpot. So I think it's very important to lose. Like first of all, you need to lose. Like you need to have a heavy loss to understand how things work. Because if you just win, eventually you're gonna lose big. So I think everyone learns from their losses. So don't be afraid. Try out, see how it turns out. And just stupid for me is if you're doing something consistently wrong, repeating it, and expecting a different outcome. Like this is stupid, but don't be afraid to try new stuff. I have friends that trade like 5K market caps all day and they make a lot of money. Like, and I have friends that wait for it to be. Sometimes I ask, "Are you getting in?" No, I'm waiting for it to be 5 million, and it's like 1 million. I'm like, what? Yeah, because 5 million is where real retail are gonna come, so it's an easier bet for me. So there's different styles for everyone. Just don't be delusional about a trade and don't be afraid to experiment like different stuff. Find your way into the market. There's money to be made for everyone.
I love that. I love the idea of not being afraid to lose. I think especially when I first got into trading and even today, I still struggle a bit with like you put on a position and you want to monitor it and the second it starts going against you, you start feeling things, but you do learn so much more from those losses that you take
Mhm.
than you learn from any winners. Doesn't matter. I feel like you learn more from $100 loss than you do from $1,000 win.
Yeah, 100%. I agree.
Yeah. What is the biggest mistake that new traders make?
I think that's the one that I just said, like thinking that your first coin is gonna be the one. Um, like you're gonna make it in 1 month. Like I've been here for 5 years. Like it's not luck. It's never been luck. And some friends come to me and say, "Well, this is just crypto. Is it easy? Like just tell me what to buy and I'm gonna do what you do." Like no, like this is a hustle. You gotta show up. You gotta really try every day. And I think like newcomers usually want to make a lot of X, like multiply their money on easy jobs, and it's not like that. Like people need to have that reality shock that they're gonna have to spend a lot of money and time and energy, and you're gonna like sleep at nights because you're holding more money than you're comfortable with. You gotta experiment everything before you can say, okay, I've done it. Like here I am. I've done it. And I'm good for life. It's not gonna come in the first week or first month. And many new traders, I think they think like that, seeing like all these promises from Telegram channels and YouTubers, and with this new Twitch streamers trading pump fun, that's fucking cruel, like in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure.
You sell dreams that are not really easy to achieve.
It's a much longer road to success, I think, than most people are willing to
Yeah, of course there are
accept.
examples of people that my first coin was Pepe. Great.
Right.
But this is not really what happens like in reality. It's like winning the lottery. Like, there are not many people like you.
Let's talk real quickly about the future of crypto. Where are we at in the cycle right now, in your opinion? And like, what do you foresee maybe the rest of this year? How do you foresee the rest of this year shaping up?
Well, here's not very popular opinion. I'm not a consistent bull. Like as I said, I have higher priorities in life than thinking Bitcoin is gonna go to $1 million and stuff. So I often make money and I withdraw it. I don't give a shit what price it is. Like I trade on FOMO right now on USDC, so I don't even know how many Solanas I'm making. Price of crypto doesn't really uh, concern me about crypto. What concerns me about the volume that it's going to bring on chain. Like when it's higher, more people are interested, more retail money comes in, stuff. But I have 10%, portfolio hold in crypto. So it's for the very long future. If Bitcoin actually becomes super, $1 million, I'm gonna like have more money. But first of all, like just make sure you have what it takes in your bank. And I don't really give a shit where it goes. And whoever says differently, in my opinion, I'm very skeptical about it. Don't know shit. Like you're gonna see people saying it's gonna go super high. You're gonna see people saying it's gonna go super low. One of them is gonna be right, and they're gonna claim it and brag about it. But the market has its own things, like we never know what's going to happen. What's the next AI? What's the next, oil war? What's happening? Why is metal going up and crypto not? Like, of course, there are like things that help you study the price and all, but I this is not my job, so I don't spend a lot of time researching it, so I don't really care. I don't really know. I of course I hope it's gonna go up, but I think a lot of people talk shit. They never studied about it. They're not economics, like people that study economics or financials or anything, and they're just bull talking out of nonsense. This is also a reason a lot of people lose money, because people keep saying this is gonna go to 5 billion, Bitcoin is the next, and you just like get people to believe in something they didn't study. So I usually believe what I know, what I'm expert, So I do think this war and Trump, like this is another not very popular opinion. I think the guy's a clown. I think we need to see him out before things going back to normal. Of course, it's not helping, but at the same time, I think we may see a dead cat bounce. Like after the war is done, there's some money gonna come in. Then it's, in my opinion, gonna go down again. So I don't know. I just keep selling what I make, and that's how I trade.
Fair enough. I think monitoring like on-chain volume is a really, really good metric for just
Yeah,
gauging where the bottoms might start showing up. That seems
yeah.
pretty logical. And a good handful of the guys that I've spoken to have kind of suggested the same. Last question for you. Most asymmetric bet or most asymmetric trade on the board right now? Like what do you think is, if there is a token to maybe throw some money at and let chill for a period of time, or, a meme token that you feel like is going to do really well? Like what's the best trade on the board right now for you?
Asymmetric trade. This is a tough one, huh?
Totally. Yeah.
um,
And there may not be one. I always like to ask.
yeah. Well, obviously I think LOL is gonna go up because I'm holding, and team keeps telling me stuff that makes me think this is really cheap. That's another reason I'm consistently adding back what I sold. I think this is gonna turn out a really good trade. But at the same time, sometimes the team can be awesome and be throwing money in, and the buy pressure is just not there. So you know what I mean? Like sometimes the team's gonna do everything right, and there's just not enough buyers to sustain it. So I'm not gonna say it is gonna pump to 100 million or whatever. And other than that, in my Twitter, there was a monkey quote. I've showed it many times, since 150K, I think, to 100K. I really like the team. The art is on fire. Like, I think they're amazing. They did vote Eno in 2022 that went to 350 million, and they're running really well. But again, the chart is not reflecting it the same way, So I still think it's a good bet. I'm still holding 0.5%. But maybe there's a coin called SMC Factory. That's one of my holdings right now. It's a base token. Let me see. I'm 3x on it, I think. Yeah, I think it's a good bet. Like, someone I trust told me it's a really good tech. So this is another one I'm gonna hold for the long term. Like, I'm gonna slowly sell as I do on LOL, but I'm not like gonna exit my position, because I do think it's gonna turn out a good token.
Right on, man. Well, Henry, this has been a really interesting conversation, dude. I
Yeah, I'm
really,
sorry I wasn't probably the most easy to understand English, but I tried my best.
oh no, 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 you crushed, man. It's all good. I understood every word, and again, I just really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for making the time to chat with us, and yeah, I wish you all the best in the future. Maybe we can speak again later on this year or
Yeah,
sometime
thank
down
you.
the road.
There's one thing I'd like to say that I didn't mention.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
Sometimes what is very important, if someone is listening to it, try to be in the first runner. If you think this can become a meta, buy small. Like, this is what happened to me on the Chinese Binance Live ticker. I saw it, I was like, this is a good tweet from CZY. It's a Chinese ticker, we haven't seen one in a very long time, and Binance volume is spiking up. So actually the thesis was right there. This can be the runner. When I started seeing other Chinese tickers, I was up 4x on a $500 buy, and then I deleted it from my track. Like, absolutely, I closed the chart, I shut it down. Like, I didn't want to see it, I didn't want to like know how much it was. And then I actually forgot. Like, it was like $2,000. It's okay. Then 4 or 5 days later, so I saw someone scanning, and I swear, man, believe me, it was like 70 million. And I was like, what? Okay, then
Holy
let me
moly.
check how much it's worth. Yeah, and it was like 300 or something, 300,000 or something out of $500. And I closed it again. Like, the volume was spiking up. Chinese coins were coming out like nonstop. So this was it. I said, this is it. I don't want to look how much it's worth. I'm going to close it again. And like 1 or 2 days later, it was like 200 million. Then it started being impossible to ignore. Then I started to DCA out until 550 million. It was almost a perfect trade. Like, it was actually believing that you could be the runner. It was the runner. So sometimes, if you think there's a slight chance of it being in the really big runner of the space, hold a little bit. Like, doesn't matter if it's $20 for some or $10,000. Like, it depends, but hold some of it if you do think, if your instincts are telling you that this is the next token. So this is what I always tell people: like, have some hold. Like, not always, but if you see that thing that gives you the butterflies, hold it, delete it. Don't check often, because not most of the times, but when it's worth it, it's gonna be like super worth it. So yeah,
If it gives you
try to be
butterflies.
in that. Yeah, try to be in that butterfly feelings.
I love it. I love it. It's a great way to end. Henri, man, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it, and look forward to continuing to
Yeah,
follow you on FOMO and hopefully speaking with you again down the road.
man, it was a pleasure, bro. Thank you.
All right, brother. Take care.
Bye bye.